Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Piston Pro Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2022 Lincoln Navigator. Piston Pro is a premium option for you to get two bikes up to 67 pounds each where you need them to go. It's going to hold onto our bikes with this dual wheel mount design, so there's no frame contact at all. So if you do want to transport your carbon frame bikes, you definitely can, and there's not going to be any issues with damaging that while you move. One of the key features that this bike rack offers is the ability for it to tilt away with the bikes loaded up. So you can see that there is this handle back here. If you pull that, you might have to lift up on the rack itself just a little bit. Pull that down, you can tilt the bike towards you. It is a pretty aggressive tilt, so I will say it might be kind of tricky doing that if you have a bike loaded up on the bottom. But once you do, you have just enough clearance to get past the pedal and past the handlebars. Once you're back here, you have tons of room though. If you want to get down, take a seat, change your shoes, if you want to get helmets, sunscreen, water bottles, whatever you might need for the ride out of the back with the bike loaded up, you can do that. Getting the bike rack back up, again, could be a little bit difficult if you do have two 67-pound bikes on there, because you do have to get under and lift up by there. But once you do, we can go ahead and get our bike removed. That part is pretty straightforward. All we need to do is release the mount and push these down. They do go down all the way, so you just press these levers, release those hydro pneumatic pistons, and we can get the bike up and off. Once our bike is removed, we can press this lever again and ratchet these down. You'll hear them ratchet into place. That's how they hold on to your bike. While we pull this one up, just want to give a closer look at the actual mount itself and this bracket here that you just pinch these, slide it up and down to accommodate different tire sizes. And on the trays themselves, they are supporting 5-inch tire widths right out of the gate, which is nice, and a maximum wheelbase of up to 53 inches. If you look right here in the middle, you can see that there is this lock core where you can put a cable lock into. If you're curious to know what it's like to live with this bike rack on your car at all times, in this position, we'll get you a measurement so you understand how much length you're adding. So from the bumper to the furthest point back, it's 27.5 inches. So for a bike rack that can support 67 pounds, that's really not bad. As far as ground clearance goes, the Navigator is already a pretty tall vehicle, and the bike rack does have a nice rise, so it comes in at 29 inches. It's also about as high as you're going to have to lift those heavy bikes. I will say if accessibility is something that's important to you, there is also a ramp option available. It doesn't come with the rack, but you can pick it up separately. If you want to save yourself a little bit of space, using that same lever that we used to tilt it away, we can fold the bike rack up against the car. Now we'll get a new measurement to see how much space we've saved. So from the bumper now to the furthest point back, it's 13.5 inches, so you save a ton of space. As well as you can see on the back of the car, we have pretty much nothing obstructed. The license plate might just be a little bit obstructed. The backup camera and your taillights are still fully visible. And if I open up the door, you can see that using the integrated 4-pole wiring, the lights on the Kuat Piston, this kit is actually included and it's on the rack itself. So if you have 4-pole wiring like we do on the Navigator, you'll have these lights behind you. The rack uses this 2-inch shank that fits into our 2-inch receiver tube. It's held in place by this pin with the lock on the other side. To get everything secured, you use this Anti-Rattle Bolt on the back end. It actually stores on the rack itself, so you won't have to remember to bring it. Not technically tool-free, but it's nice that the tool is included and easy to remember. Overall, if you're looking for a really nice, aesthetically pleasing bike rack that's going to be able to get your 67-pound bikes where you need them to go, and have those features included like the lights and the dual wheel mount design, the Kuat Piston is a great option for you. If you want a lot of those similar specs at a little bit more of an affordable price point, you can check out the Rocky Mount Skyd Rail. But if you do want the premium option, the Kuat Piston is a great choice and a great fit overall on a 2022 Lincoln Navigator.